The Last Prophecy of Bienzi. Some wars are won with armies. The final ones are won with hearts. The night before the storm. The fortress of eternal night loomed before them, carved into the side of a black mountain. Torches burned along its walls like eyes of demons. Chains hung from stone spikes, rattling whenever the cold wind passed. Mahoodo stood on a ridge overlooking the enemy stronghold. Behind him, his generals waited. General Sifu, his oldest companion, once a slave boy he had freed, now commander of the vanguard. Commander Nahrin, a fierce woman of the desert tribes, scar down her left cheek, famous for never losing a battlefield charge. Elder Jarek, wise, slow to speak, who had advised him since before the fall of Hewue. Lurana, daughter of the Bienzi oracle, quiet and watchful, carrying knowledge heavier than any sword. Mahoodo's cloak snapped in the wind as he asked, quietly,
"Tell me, Yarek, can we win this?"
The old man looked at the fortress, then at Mahoodo. Can we break their walls? Yes. Can we defeat their soldiers? Yes. But that is not the true battle, my king. Mahoodo's jaw tightened. Then what is? Luharana spoke this time, her voice soft but firm.
The true war is for your heart. Zhur does not want your death. It wants your soul bent to its will.
Mahoodo sighed, staring at the great dark mountain. Then it will be disappointed. My soul already belongs to someone else. He closed his eyes and whispered internally, Yalina, I'm here. Somewhere inside that fortress, Yalina felt a tremor in her chest, as if a distant drum had called her name.
"The king comes," he said. "He crosses deserts, levels cities, frees slaves. All for you."
Yalina met his gaze without fear.
Then I pray you are ready to fall.
Barkun chuckled low.
"Oh, I am ready. You, however, are not ready for what your love will cost him."
The cloaked figure stepped forward, removing his hood. He was older, with deep-set eyes, a sharp nose, and ink-black markings across his forehead. His eyes carried a hunger that was not merely for power, but for meaning. Yalina's skin crawled. Barkun gestured toward him.
"You are in the presence of Lord Ajakan, Emperor of Zhur."
Azarkan's voice was quiet, but it vibrated through her bones.
"You are the heart of the prophecy," he said. "Not the child from Bienzi, not the soldier Howard raised. You."
Yalina frowned.
What prophecy?
Azarkan smiled slowly.
"The one we tried to control and lost."
The secret of Bienzi. Azarkan began to walk slowly, tracing the patterns of the runic carvings on the wall. Years ago, when Hewue destroyed Bienzi, they hired me, a priest of forbidden arts, to ensure that no seed of that village's spirit survived. I saw the oracle say I heard her prophecy, and I realized something. The child she spoke of was not just a child. He was a conduit. Yalina's heart pounded. A living bridge between heaven and earth, Azarkan continued. A destiny that could topple empires. I wanted that power for myself. So when Hewue's soldiers slaughtered Bienzi, I performed a ritual amidst the fire and blood. I tried to bind the destiny of that child to my will before he was even born. He paused, eyes darkening.
"But Howard stole him, took him away before the ritual was complete. Mahoodo grew free. My hold on him, broken. But threads remain, threads that connect him to you, to your child, to me."
Yalina swallowed hard. To my child? Azarkan nodded.
"But Howard stole him. took him away before the ritual was complete. Mahoodo grew free. My hold on him, broken. But threads remain. Threads that connect him to you, to your child, to me.
Yalina swallowed hard. To my child? Azure Khan nodded.
If I cannot control Mahoodo, I will control what comes after him. His child, the next bearer of that impossible destiny. But first, I must break him.
Farkun stepped closer, eyes glittering behind the mask. That is where you come in, my lady. The first assault. At dawn, Mahoodo gave the signal. War horns blasted, arrows darkened the sky. Battering rams rolled forward. Siege towers creaked as they climbed. General Sifu led the first wave. "For Bayenzi! For the king!" he roared. They slammed into the fortress walls. Fire rained down from above, oil, arrows, burning stones. Commander Nahrin led a flanking group, using the rocky paths to attack from the sides, cutting down Zhur archers with brutal precision. Mahoodo watched from a midline hill, moving where the battle bent, sending reinforcements where the defense weakened. He fought like a storm where needed, sword a blur, eyes scanning, never losing sight of the fortress tower he felt Yalina might be in. Every time he felled an enemy, he whispered in his heart, "Hold on, Yalina, I'm coming." The first day of battle ended with heavy losses on both sides, but Zhur held. As darkness set, Mahoodo's camp hummed with the sounds of moans, prayers, and sharpening steel. He walked among the wounded himself, speaking with them, binding a bandage here, laying a hand on a shoulder there. A young soldier grabbed his wrist. "Will we win, my king?" Mahoodo looked into his frightened eyes.
We will, he said with quiet certainty. Not because we are stronger, but because we fight for more than ourselves.
Farkun's trap. That night, a horn blew from the fortress. A gate opened slightly, a narrow passage. A white flag emerged, carried by a single rider. The camp tensed. Sifu snarled. "It's a trick." Mahoodo nodded. "It's always a trick, but sometimes you must walk into a trick to break it." He chose a small group to join him. Sifu, Nahrin, Lurana, 3 trusted guards. They approached the narrow passage cautiously. The rider removed his hood. It was not a soldier. It was a young woman, eyes red from crying, wrists bruised. She bowed.
I am Aliyah, handmaiden to Lady Yalina.
She whispered.
My lord, they forced me to come. They want you inside those walls.
Mahoodo's heart flared at the sound of Yalina's name. "Is she alive?" he asked. Tears welled up in Malia's eyes.
Yes, but not for long. They said, if you do not come alone, they will execute her and your unborn child.
Sifu cursed under his breath. "You will not go in there alone." Nahrin put a hand to her sword. "We break down their walls instead and take her by force." Mahoodo stared at the fortress, then at Lurana. The oracle's daughter shook her head. "The path of brute force leads to a grave, my king. They have prepared something, old, ancient. They want you enraged, blind." Mahoodo closed his eyes briefly, fighting himself. "What does the prophecy say now, Lurana?" She hesitated, then spoke.
It says, "The destined one will walk into the lion's mouth, and only a heart willing to break itself will break the chains of heaven."
Mahoodo exhaled slowly. "Then I must go." Sifu grabbed his arm. "Mahoodo, no. Let us go in your place." Mahoodo looked at his friend with deep affection. "Sifu, when I was nobody, you followed me. When I failed, you stayed. When I rose, you rose beside me. But there are battles a man must fight alone, not because he is a king, but because he is a lover. He gently pulled away. To the army he called out, I go into the jaws of Zhur. If I fall, you do not surrender. You do not break. You do not go back to chains. Promise me that. A chorus of voices rose. We promise! Mahoodo stepped toward the gate, and the darkness swallowed him. The Chamber of Choice. Mahoodo was led through torchlit corridors, guarded by silent warriors in black armor. His sword had been taken. He walked with his hands free, a sign they were not afraid of his steel. They feared something else. He was brought into a great hall of obsidian pillars. At its far end, on a raised platform, sat Emperor Zhur Khan. Beside him stood Varkun. In the center of the hall, Yalina, bound to a stone column, chains around her wrists and ankles. Her hair hung loose and tangled, face pale, but eyes burning. When she saw Mahoodo, she almost fell forward. Mahoodo! He took a step, but Varkun raised a hand. Stop! One more step, and I slit her throat. Mahoodo froze, every muscle screaming. Zhur Khan smiled.
Welcome, child of Bayenzi, he murmured. We have waited for this moment since the day your village burned.
Mahoodo glared.
You should have killed me when you had the chance.
Zhur Khan chuckled.
Oh no. Killing you then would have been a waste of such a beautiful destiny. I needed you to grow, to rise, to conquer Hue for me. You were my greatest weapon, even without your knowing.
Mahoodo's fists clenched.
I didn't conquer Hue for you.
Zhur Khan's eyes glittered.
Didn't you? Hue fell. The world trembled. A power vacuum formed. Zhur rose. Your war made my empire stronger. Your victories opened the path for this meeting. And for him.
He pointed to Yalina's belly. The second bridge. The new bearer of fate. Mahoodo felt a wave of protectiveness so strong it almost broke him. Let them go, he growled. Take my life instead. Varkun laughed. How predictable. Zhur Khan leaned forward.
No, Mahoodo, you misunderstand. Your life is not enough. Your death would make you a martyr. It would inspire others. What I want is your surrender.
He gestured, and the floor lit up with faint blue lines. Symbols drawn in ancient blood. A ritual circle. Yalina's eyes widened in horror. Mahoodo, don't step closer, she cried. Zhur Khan's voice echoed.
Here is the choice. If you kneel, swear loyalty, and bind your power to mine, your lover and child will live. She will even be queen beside you. If you refuse...
He drew a small knife and held it near Yalina's throat.
I kill her. I cut the child from her womb, and you will watch them both die.
The room darkened around Mahoodo. His heart hammered. Every part of him wanted to charge, to tear Zhur Khan apart with bare hands. But one reckless move, and Yalina... No, I can't lose them. Not like this. He looked at her. Her eyes met his, full of love, sorrow, and something else. Resolve. Yalina's heart. Mahoodo, Yalina said softly, voice shaking. Look at me. He did, and the world shrank to just the two of them. She smiled weakly. Do you remember the first time we spoke in the palace garden? You told me Love cannot live in chains. He nodded, tears burning his eyes. I remember. I meant it. She took a breath.
Then listen to me now. If you kneel to him, Mahoodo, if you bind yourself to this darkness, you will break everything you've ever fought for. Your name will become fear. Your child will grow under a sky of lies. I would rather die than see you turned into his puppet.
Mahoodo shook his head desperately.
No, don't say that. I can protect you. I can protect both of you.
Her voice sharpened. You can't protect me by destroying yourself. She leaned as far forward as her chains allowed. What good is a living body with a dead soul? I love you, Mahoodo, not because you are strong, but because you are free. A tear escaped her eye. Promise me, you will not kneel. He stared at her, torn in two. Yalina. Varkun tired of the exchange. Enough of this sentimental nonsense, he snapped. Your time is almost up, King. Kneel or watch. Mahoodo's hands trembled. He looked at Azurkan. You want me broken? He asked quietly. Azurkan nodded. Yes, completely. Mahoodo laughed, a soft, bitter sound. Then you should have never let me hear her speak first. He turned back to Yalina, their eyes locked. In that look, they exchanged everything. Love, apology, memory, promise. She nodded once, slowly. He straightened his back. I will not kneel, Mahoodo said. Azurkan's expression hardened. Varkun stepped forward, knife pressing to Yalina's throat. Then watch her die. The sacrifice. Time slowed. The knife moved. Mahoodo shouted her name. Yalina closed her eyes and did something no one expected. She threw herself forward into the blade. Instead of slicing her throat, the knife plunged into her chest. Varkun staggered back, stunned. Blood bloomed across her dress like a dark flower. Her chains rattled as her body shuddered. No! Mahoodo roared. The ritual circle flared to life, but not the way Azurkan intended. Lurana, listening to the whispers of fate in the distant camp, fell to her knees at the same moment, eyes glowing with sudden vision. The sacrifice. The heart willing to break itself. She has changed the path. In the hall, Yalina gasped, fighting to stay conscious. Azurkan snarled. Foolish girl. Your death was meant to bind him to me. But the glowing lines on the floor twisted, snapped, and reversed, surging back along unseen lines. The energy meant to chain Mahoodo instead shattered the old ritual links that tied his destiny to Azurkan's spell. Mahoodo felt something rip free inside him, a burning, heavy weight he hadn't known he carried. And then, power. Not from blood rituals, from love, from loss, from every soul that had believed in him. Yalina looked at him one last time. Live free, she whispered. Raise our child. Free. Her head slumped. Her body went still. Mahoodo's scream tore through the hall, ragged and raw. The wrath of a broken heart. Chains that held him trembled, then shattered, undone by the same surge of unleashed destiny. Guards rushed him, but he moved like a storm given flesh. He seized one spear, shattered it, drove the broken shaft into a soldier's chest. Another came. Mahoodo disarmed him and slammed him into the ground. Varkun charged. Mahoodo met him halfway. Fists, elbows, steel, rage. They collided with a sound like thunder. "You took everything from me," Mahoodo roared, punching Varkun's mask, cracking it. Varkun staggered, then slashed with his sword, grazing Mahoodo's side. "You did this to yourself," Varkun spat. "You chose her over victory, over order, over power." Mahoodo dodged another blow, then slammed his fist into Varkun's ribs. "If this is what your order looks like, I choose love every time." With a final mighty blow, he grabbed Varkun by the armor and threw him backward onto the steps leading to Azhur Khan's throne. The emperor raised his hands, calling on dark power, but the disrupted ritual crackled unpredictably. Sparks flew, symbols burned and shattered. Mahoodo grabbed a fallen sword and advanced. Varkun struggled to stand. "You think killing us will end this?" he snarled. "Darkness never dies. Men like me rise again and again." Mahoodo's eyes were cold and blazing all at once. "Then let this be an example to the next one." He plunged the sword into Varkun's chest. The serpent's mask tumbled off, clattering across the floor. Varkun's eyes, finally visible, were filled not just with hatred, but fear. Then they went dull. Mahoodo turned to Azhur Khan. The emperor took a step back. "You were meant to be mine," he whispered, anger and disbelief mixing in his voice. "I shaped the world that shaped you. Mahoodo cut him off with a gaze like sharpened steel. "You didn't shape me. My mother did. Hawad did. Bayenzi did. Yalina did." He raised the sword. "You only shaped your own ending." The final strike was quick. Azhur Khan fell, and with him, the core of Zhur's dark hold on destiny crumbled. The Child of Tomorrow. Outside, the fortress walls trembled. The moment Azhur Khan died, a great shockwave pulsed through the stone. The soldiers of Zhur felt something invisible break. The Empire's cruel will snapping like a rope burned through. Many dropped their weapons, stunned. Mahoodo staggered from the great hall, wounded, bloody, carrying Yalina's body in his arms. The doors of the fortress burst open. Sifu, Nahrin, Lurana, and a host of warriors surged in, ready for a deadly fight. They froze when they saw him, when they saw her. Sifu fell to his knees. "No." Nahrin covered her mouth, tears in her eyes. Mahoodo laid Yalina down gently on the hall floor. He knelt beside her, placing a hand on her belly. Then, a faint movement. Lurana rushed forward, eyes wide. "She is gone, but the child still lives." Mahoodo's head snapped up. "Our child?" Lurana nodded, already moving, calling for healers, midwives among the freed slaves. Hours blurred. Pain, blood, prayer, and then a cry, sharp, desperate, alive. They placed the newborn in Mahoodo's arms, wrapped in a strip torn from Yalina's cloak. A boy. He had her eyes. Mahoodo's tears fell freely now, dropping onto the child's tiny face. He whispered, "You were born in a world that tried to bind you before you could breathe. But you will not live in chains. I swear it." Lurana knelt beside him. "What will you name him?" Mahoodo looked toward the distant east, where Bayenzi once stood, where a village of love had burned for the sake of a prophecy. "I will give him a name that remembers where we came from and where we must go." He kissed the child's forehead. Your name is Beyram Yalinsen. Beyram, for Bayenzi's memory. Yalinsen, son of Yalina. The baby's tiny fingers curled around Mahoodo's thumb. In that moment, the prophecy of Bayenzi found its final shape. The child reborn had rebuilt the world, but the village had sacrificed itself. Yet from that sacrifice came one more life, a new branch of destiny, free from chains.
The last lesson. In the weeks that followed, Zhur crumbled. Without Azure Khan and Varkun, the fortress surrendered. Many soldiers laid down arms willingly, tired of cruelty, ready for change. Mahoodo did not order slaughter. Instead, he spoke to them. I will not become what I destroyed. You were born into a world of whips and orders. I offer you a choice. Lay down your hatred and build with us, or walk away. The era of forced loyalty is over. Some left. Most stayed. The chains of Zhur were broken, but Mahoodo knew no victory erased the scars. One night, as he held Beyram close, Sifu sat beside him by a dying campfire. You saved the world, Sifu said quietly. Mahoodo shook his head. No, I only stopped one kind of darkness. Another will rise one day. That is the nature of men. Sifu frowned. Then what was all this for? Mahoodo looked down at his sleeping son. To prove there is another way to live. For years, empires taught that power means owning others, breaking them. We showed that power can mean freeing them instead. Maybe one day, when Beyram is grown, he won't have to fight the way we did. Maybe his wars will be against ignorance, not chains. Sifu nodded slowly. What will you teach him first? Mahoodo smiled faintly. Not how to hold a sword, how to hold a hand. Epilogue. Years later. Many years passed. The world changed. The ruins of Hwue became a place of remembrance. The lands once ruled by Zhur became a patchwork of smaller kingdoms and free cities, trading more than enslaving. In a quiet hill village built near the site of old Bayenzi, a man with scars on his face but peace in his eyes sat beneath a tree. Mahoodo. His hair was streaked with gray now. His body moved slower, but his gaze remained sharp. Beside him sat Beyram, now a young man with Yalina's eyes and Mahoodo's jaw. He wore no crown, no royal armor, just simple clothes and a pendant carved with the symbol Sayai once wore. In the valley below, children practiced with wooden swords, not to kill, but to protect their homes. Beyram spoke. Father, the other cities have asked me to lead a council. They want me to be something like a king over kings. Mahoodo chuckled softly. And what do you want, my son? Beyram thought for a long moment. I want to lead, but not like the old emperors did. I want to make sure no village burns for one man's pride again. Mahoodo nodded. Then remember 3 things, he said. 1. Never trust a power that requires someone else to kneel to feel strong. 2. Listen more to the whispers of the weak than the speeches of the proud. 3. When you must choose between your throne and your heart, choose your heart. The throne can survive being shaken. The heart cannot survive being betrayed. Beyram smiled. Is that how you lived? Mahoodo's eyes grew distant. I failed sometimes. I was angry. I wanted revenge.
But every time I was about to sink, I remembered your mother's eyes. He placed a hand on Beyram's shoulder. Power will always call to you. So will love. Empires fall, legacies fade. But the way you loved your people, that is what will remain when history forgets your name. Beyram nodded, eyes glistening. Will the world remember you, Father? Mahoodo smiled gently. Maybe, maybe not. But as long as you live with wisdom, Bayenzi lives. Your mother lives. And that is enough for me. A wind passed through the trees, carrying the faint sound of distant laughter. Children training, women talking, men singing as they built new homes. Mahoodo looked toward the horizon one last time. For a moment, he thought he saw them. Sayai, the old seer of Bayenzi Howard, the soldier who became a father. Yalina, standing in the light, smiling, free. His chest ached, not with pain, with peace. He leaned back against the tree, eyes closing, Beyram's voice faint in the background. And there, surrounded by a world he had helped break and rebuild, Mahoodo, last son of Bayenzi, breaker of chains, lover of Yalina, father of Beyram, let his body rest. The wind whispered through the grass, like a village singing.